that I meet this guy, and although as busy as he gets, he takes the time to share, some inspiring stuff with us. So I can't wait to see what he's going to share today. I have no idea. I just know for a fact we're going to all walk out of here feeling pretty darn good. So I've got the great pleasure to introduce the COO of Better Homes and Gardens, Mason McDuffie. He's also a well-known national trainer, Mr. Keith Robinson. Come on up, man. Glad to have you back. Good to have you back, man.
Good morning. Happy New Year. Good. Dawn, Nora, I know what I'm going to talk about today, so this should be pretty good. Hello. All right, good. So what I was asked to talk about was, because Happy New Year, right? So everybody's making New Year's resolutions. How many of you made a resolution? Okay, good. This is a slightly trick question. I made a resolution several years ago to never make another resolution. Yeah, yay, clap for that. Why don't New Year's resolutions work? Why? Because we usually think about them on December 31st, or once the hangover stops hurting on January 1st. And then we often don't think about them again, don't pay attention to them again, don't reflect on them again until the next December 31st. True or false? Yeah? Or we might, sort of like the gym attending that was mentioned earlier, we might pay attention to it for a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks. But by February, this crazy little thing called life has gotten in the way of our amazing New Year's resolution. Can I get an amen from the congregation? Yeah. So how do we set goals? How do we achieve what we want to get out of the next year in a way that makes sense? And I've been goal setting for 20 years. 20 years. I've done everything from writing down 101 things I want to do in the next year. Don't do that. Don't recommend that. It's very stressful. Okay, very, very stressful. I've done, what am I going to do this week to get what I want out of the month, to get what I can get out of the year. And it's this giant sheet. If any of you want to be bored to death, I can send it to you, and you will be completely intimidated. Delete it and move on with life. I've done a lot of different things. But sometimes I think we get mired in the complexity of our goal setting instead of just seeking to create ways to make it simple. You tracking with me? So I want to challenge you, if you haven't set goals, how many of you set goals already for this year? Raise your hand, raise your hand. Okay, good. Use this as an audit process, okay? Just use this discussion as an audit process. If you haven't yet, I want to challenge you to. How many of you know the whole SMART goal thing? How many of you heard of that? Raise your hand, raise your hand. Okay, a couple of us. What's that stand for? S is? Specific. M is? What's the next letter? A is what? Achievable and or actionable, and T is? Oh, I skipped the R. Sorry, dyslexic guy spelling with a microphone. Could get back. R stands for? And then T is the next one, right? Time. Okay? Now, is that really good? Or is that kind of the checklist? Yeah. Now, this doesn't work to make a really cool word, but I think there's one letter that's left off, and that's F. For fun. How many of you look at your goal sheet and you're actually inspired? Okay. You see a big income number, right? No? Well, change that, okay? But do you really have things on your goal sheet that create energy for you? Good. If you don't, you should. What's on your bucket list? What's really on your bucket list? Skiing. Cool. That's good. I like it. Can we have a little conversation, just you and me, no one's listening anyway, is that cool? Yeah? What was your name? Jeannie. Okay, Jeannie, we're going to play a little bit. You ready? Skiing. You like skiing? You love it? How do you feel when you ski? Free. What's not with you when you ski or when you're actually skiing down the slope? Work. Yeah. Your phone, right? No, but not while you're skiing. You're not like skiing and texting, are you? Okay, right? On the lift, sure, whatever. But you feel free. What would be the coolest place that you could ski in 2014? Whistler. Have you been there before? Okay, then it's not the coolest. Like, what's the coolest? Like, place you've never been, like the bucket list of crazy. Taos, New Mexico? First of all, it's beautiful. Yeah, have you ever been there? Okay. Write that down. Write down. Oh, okay. I don't mean right now. I don't mean literally right now. Besides, he would probably be really mad at me if you let go of his hand, because he's super happy right now. Right, she wants to get him warm. That's what we all say. That's what we all say. But the difference between skiing, which does bring energy to you, yes? There's nothing wrong with that. But the aspirational, going to somewhere new, having that experience is different. Get pictures of Taos, put them up, email them to yourself, set a reminder, whatever games you want to play. But that's what creates energy. Too often I think we get stuck in the mundanity of setting our goals. Just the grind of it. I mean, we all come in. So how many of you enjoyed the holidays? Raise your hand. The holidays are great, right? It's like everybody decides we're going to act nice for a little while. It's cool. And this is the first full work week in a while, true or false? Yeah. And it seems like, how many of you were like me? Okay, I was sort of like, oh man, I kind of took it easy, just took a little time off, recharged a little bit. I was like, man, I can't wait. Monday, I'm coming in guns a-blazing. Anybody else? Yeah, and I did. Here's the problem. So did everybody else. So all of a sudden the calendar just explodes and there's all this stuff that you got to get done because yeah, you're focused and you're ready, but so was your loan officer and they want to get together, and so was your title rep and they want to get together, and oh, by the way, so were your clients and they want to get together. Oh. All these threats to our calendar, all these threats to our time, all these threats to our goals. Now don't get me wrong, you have to meet with clients that sell houses if you want to go to Taos, true or false? True. But don't lose the fun component from your goal setting exercise. You can Google SMART goals, you'll get a full-on sheet, teach you everything you want to know about how to do it, and it's awesome. But does it create energy? One of the things I'm really working on this year, sometimes, for those of you that know me, you'll know this to be true. Sometimes I get really excited about stuff. For those of you who don't know me, you can probably tell already, right? Girls go, no, never. And in my excitement and in my verve, I make it complex, complicated. I put all this scaffolding around it, and I have all these things and this way that I create and make it so awesome in my brain, but there's all these steps and stuff. One of my business mentors, an incredibly successful person, I asked him often, sort of what were some of the keys to your success professionally. He's been CEO of Fortune 100 companies, very successful. And recently what he's been working with me with is keeping things simple. Simple. Here's a quick exercise. How many of you taken a day off? Raise your hand, raise it high in the last 2 weeks. Raise your hand, raise it high. Raise your hand, raise it high. Okay, Christmas was in there, right? If your hand's not up, what the hell? Okay, so you've taken a day off in the last 2 weeks. Let me, now, again, raise it one more time, just so I know where you are. Raise it high, raise it high, raise it high. Okay, good. Here. Yeah, okay. Oh, we've got more rapping in the back. That's awesome. Tim Toto's going to grab the mic for my last 2 minutes. It's going to be amazing. It'll change your life. I'm going to give you Keith Robinson's definition of a day off, and then we'll do another quick exercise. Are you ready? Keith Robinson's definition of a day off is that you do 2 things and 2 things only. The rest of that day is up to you. Take you about 2 minutes. First thing you must do is change your voicemail. And the voicemail must say something like, "Hi, you've reached Keith Robinson. I'm going to take today off. I'll be taking my amazing nearly 2-year-old daughter to the zoo. We're going to have so much fun. I will call you tomorrow." Don't say Keith Robinson, because that's weird. Okay, that's my name. Use yours. And don't say 2-year-old to the zoo unless you have one, otherwise that's weirder. Okay? but you change your voicemail. Second thing you do is you set an auto email responder that says about the same thing, but like a link to when animals attack or something cool that's funny that'll make people laugh. You change your voicemail and you set an email responder. Now, raise your hand if you've taken a day off in the last 2 weeks. Hey, very nice. If you don't do that, you haven't taken a day off. Some of you haven't changed your voicemail message on your cell phone in years. Do you know what that means? You haven't taken a day off. See, how many of you have ever said, I'm a 24/7 professional, I'm here for you whenever you need me? Guilty? Yeah. Cut it out, crazies. You know the number one reason there are two main reasons people get out of this industry or independent contractor jobs in general. Two main reasons. Do you know what they are? Number one? Not. She said no income. That's funny. Sort of. In no particular order, not force rank, there are two main reasons. Number one, taxes. Because they haven't been an independent contractor before, they don't really understand how it works, they have a really big year, and they set aside the same amount that they normally set aside for taxes, then they get a bill for a dollar amount they've never seen at one time in their whole life. The other is burnout. It's a little weird, New Year's, everybody's, we're all excited, we recharge, here it comes, why is he talking about burnout? Because you'd be amazed at how quickly it can set in. For some of us, it already did. It's the first week. A couple of you going, It's because you don't make an appointment with yourself to protect yourself. And so we have this 24/7 mindset. We're so accessible because of technology. And it's interesting. I live in an area where I don't have cell reception. Whoa. Crazy. As soon as I discovered it, I almost wanted to put the house on the market. So I went and got one of those AT&T towers, and now I have cell reception at my home. Okay? But for a little while there, I didn't. And so what I tell people is, no big deal. Here's my home number. Give me a call. Never called. There's this resistance to call you at home. But that same person has no problem calling your cell at 8:30 in the evening. Interesting psychology, true or false? Yeah. So move places where you have no cell reception, it's awesome. What we have to do is protect ourselves. And what we end up doing, especially because we want to serve our clients, it's all done the right way. It's all done from a positive, correct way of thinking. But we want to serve our clients to the fullest, and this is a service business, and I care about my clients so much. Martyr. That we don't protect ourselves. And so what ends up happening is we work until we're burnt out. And then we go, personal health day, right? And we decide, you know what, man, I've been hitting it hard. I'm going to go ahead, not Friday, that's tour day and the amazing meeting, and I would never want to miss it. So I'm going to take, Thursday, can't do Thursday, it's a Livermore meeting. Wednesday, dang, it's office meeting. Monday, I can't do, okay, Tuesday. Tuesday I'm going to take off. You decide you're going to take Tuesday off. And you don't tell a soul. And about 10 o'clock you get a phone call, and you look at your phone, and you see it's the client, you go, ignore, day off. Right? Wrong. You go, hello, this is Keith. Or if you do hit ignore, you immediately start feeling what? Guilty. My mother was a master at guilt. Anybody else's mom really good at that? Yeah, she's still so good. She's amazing. Oh, Keith, you could make that choice. Wow, Mom. All right, I won't. We start to feel guilty. And then we check the voicemail, and it's kind of an innocuous question. It's nothing major, it's nothing earth-shattering, but we check the voicemail because we're crazy, we're compulsive, and we love our clients and all that good stuff. And then we want to call them back, but it's supposed to be my day off, and you go through this whole thing. You get none of what you should get from a day off, which is to unplug and recharge. Are we in an industry that has emergencies? Sometimes. But all emergencies are not what you think they are. Our business moves at the speed of paper. It's measured on a calendar, not a stopwatch. Nobody dies when we have a bad day, right? Brain surgeon, all right, okay. What I want you to do is protect yourself. Because when you change your voicemail and you change the email, the paradigm completely shifts. You get voicemails that sound like this. I know it's your day off. It's no big deal. Call me tomorrow when you get a chance. But I just had a question about blank. Why don't we do that? How many of you, that's our show? Oh my God, I've never even thought of that before. How many of you? Like nobody. We've all sort of at least thought about it. Why don't we? Do I have permission to just be kind of like really honest with you on a Friday morning, and then if you hate it, I'll never come back? Is that cool? You're afraid of what? We're afraid we'll miss something. It's even, what was your name again? Karen, can I be a little more personal than that? You're afraid that you'll lose the business. You're afraid that they won't pick you. I really need the money. Really? Like, really, will they? Seriously? And if you're that worried that a client might actually do that, if you really think they will, I'll give you another piece of advice. Fire them. Whoa. Okay, guy came up, got on stage, said fire clients. Somebody back's going, never invite him back. I mean it. How many of you have ever felt completely out of control? Like completely out of control. Oh my God, real estate make me crazy. Am I the only one? Yeah, I didn't figure. Your hands aren't up because you're too tired to raise them. When you have those days, here's an exercise I'd like you to ponder. Just ponder, you don't actually have to do it, just think about it. I'd like you to write a list of every client you're actually working with, every active client that you're actually working with, and force rank them from the best client all the way to the worst. And it's your objective opinion on best to worst. So I'm working with Jim, he's amazing. I'm working with Jane, she's great. All the way down to that guy won't call me back. But yet we refer to him as a client. I want you to force rank them, and I want you to take the worst one, the one at the very, very bottom, and I want you to fire them. The reason that we have those days in real estate is because usually we feel completely out of control. Real estate is happening to us, we are not happening to it. Clients are going crazy, docs aren't entitled, blah, blah, blah. Yeah? Get a little control back. Make really simple decisions for your business. I'm trying to see how much time I have, I don't want to mess up your schedule. Make really simple decisions for your business so that you can get some control back into it. What's one of the reasons we all got into this industry? You can say it out loud. Freedom. Freedom! You guys are going all Braveheart on me, right? Like freedom, right? How many of you feel free? Raise your hand. Interesting. You're good. A couple of us. I don't know why I'm saying it. She's retired. You really are free. Well done. We're attracted to this business because of the freedom. And do you know what makes us struggle in this business? The freedom. The freedom. Our our brains are a scary, scary place, yes? We just love that. How many of you even said, I don't have to do anything today. I am an independent contractor. Right? It's awesome. Most really successful people don't ever feel like they have a boss, true or false. Regardless of if you're W-2 or not, or if you have a boss or not, really successful people don't ever feel like they have a boss. The really successful people actually have an amazing sense of freedom because they're pretty sure, even if you're W-2 and you have a boss, you could fire me today, I'll be unemployed as long as I want to be, right? So they don't act like they have a boss, they have freedom as well. And this freedom thing is amazing. It's this beautiful, elegant, awesome, crazy, kick butt thing that we miss out on. Because we don't sacrifice just a little bit of that freedom to the real estate gods to get what we want out of it. Number one reason you won't change your voicemail, number one reason you won't fire a client is because you don't have enough of them. Oops, is that allowed? Is this thing on? If you had 4 listing presentations this week, how nervous would you be, or how upset would you be if you didn't win one? It's annoying, right? It's not your favorite. You don't leave there going, yeah, I lost another one. But if you knew you had 4, you might go, okay, let's think about why that didn't work. How could I be better? Reevaluate. But you get another at bat coming up in 2 days. You're okay. If you go on 4 a year and you lose one, 25% of your listing business just went out the door. For the year. Yikes. This freedom thing, it's so amazing, it's so beautiful, but it's what gets us stuck. I talk to agents all over the country, and they always ask me, what's the key? What's the one thing, right? Remember City Slickers, the one thing, and then he dies? All right? I kind of want to do that to him. Say, here's the one thing. And then what's the one thing? Many people have spent millions and millions of dollars trying to figure out the one thing for residential real estate. What's the one thing? Here's the tricky part. If I talk to the 10 top producers in this room, and I ask them a series of questions, you know what I would discover? They all do something different. But they all do it consistently. It's weird, it sounds a little crazy, but it almost doesn't matter what you do. Life has got this, I've got if anybody of you are my Facebook friends, this is be a little scary. How many of you are my Facebook friend? Okay. Well, friend me, suckers. The 3 of you that are my Facebook friends, you know I have a nearly 2-year-old little girl, yes? Yeah, she's awesome. I learned so much from her. Don't tell her later, because I still want her to think I'm like dad and like important and stuff. But she teaches me all the time. But one thing I want to teach her is, it's odd. One of the reasons I've been, had the modicum of success that I've had is because I consistently do what I say I will. Isn't it a little weird? Like, that's cracking the code to life. Tell someone you're going to do something, and then just do it. Shouldn't it be harder than that? Shouldn't it be more complex? No, it's really not. You know you've really kind of started to crack the code on this when you feel really comfortable looking at someone and going, man, I wish I could, but I can't. Or I, even better, won't. I'm learning this in the last 2 years because there's this new soul in my life that is the only thing I want to hang out with. More than anything else. It's odd, like football used to mean a lot. Doesn't mean much anymore. Sundays are our day, my work weeks are crazy, I travel a lot, and so Sundays are our days to go on a venture. Whatever she wants to do, anything fun. And I'll be talking to buddies that evening or see friends the next day. How'd you see? No, I kind of could care less. Although Earl, I heard the Packers lost. I kind of could care less. All right, well, I got a safe crowd here. I want to teach her that the one thing is to pick one thing and boringly, simply do it over and over and over again. So when you're thinking about your lead generation activity, when you're thinking about how you want to approach this business, it's a big decision because you're going to do it for the rest of your life. So, do you want to farm that neighborhood? I don't know. But if you do, you're going to do it for the rest of your life. It's a heavy decision, but a meaningful one, because if you can pick something that really creates energy for you, that really creates passion for you, that you can consistently and persistently do for the rest of your life, then that goal sheet with Whistler and Taos in the same year becomes a whole lot easier. So, yes, make smart goals. Yes, use a system if you want to. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's great. Number one tip for goals, write it down. Seriously, keep it simple? Here it is. Write it down, look at it a lot. Write it down, look at it a lot. That's it. Like, if I was doing a goal planning workshop, I'd add a whole lot of stuff. Because it wouldn't pay me as much to walk in and say that and walk out. But that's the key. Write it down, look at it a lot. How often does your navigation give you updates when you're driving? Too often. But it helps you get there. You need the regular check. So, write it down, look at it often. Keep it simple, make it fun. Fire a client, take a day off, do what you're going to say you're going to do. You want to get a lot out of 2014? You want to really achieve the things that you want out of the next 12 months? In my limited time in learning, as I've been tromping around this globe, that's really what I've taken away for how we can get max out of what we want over any time frame. So I hope you found some value. I really enjoy getting to spend time with you. I always do. Thank you all so much.
Keith Robinson there, man. Let's give him a big round of applause. Come on. Was that not good or was that not good? You know, as he was talking, I was thinking, gosh, yeah, you know, he's got a 2-year-old and I watch that on Facebook and he doesn't pay too much attention to football. You know, I've got a 20-year-old and a 15-year-old, and these days football is like, yeah! I wish that my children would like to hang out with me these days. They just don't anymore. They got their own schedules, you know? Which, yeah, well, you know, I'm definitely not making any more babies, that's for sure.